If you're curious about becoming a philosopher and you're seeking advice from the wise old Plato, you've come to the right place. Imagine stepping into the world of ideas, questioning everything around you, and exploring the mysteries of life. Plato, one of the greatest philosophers of ancient Greece, has left behind some pearls of wisdom to guide you on your philosophical journey. So let's embark on this intellectual adventure and discover how to become a philosopher through the insights of Plato. Step 1. Explore what philosophers do. Embarking on the journey to become a philosopher is akin to stepping into a realm where the pursuit of wisdom becomes a way of life. To understand how to become a philosopher, it is crucial to delve into what philosophers actually do. Contrary to popular belief, philosophy is not merely an abstract exercise in thought, but a dynamic engagement with fundamental questions about existence, knowledge, values, reason, mind, and language. Philosophers are seekers of truth, perennially questioning the nature of reality and the meaning of life. They explore the intricacies of ethical dilemmas, the foundations of knowledge, and the essence of human existence. To become a philosopher, one must cultivate a profound curiosity and an insatiable thirst for understanding the complexities that define our existence. Exploring what philosophers do is like uncovering hidden treasures in the vast landscape of ideas. Imagine being an adventurer, but instead of searching for physical riches, you're on a quest for the wealth of wisdom. Philosophers are like guides on this journey, asking deep questions about life, existence, and what it means to be human. When you explore what they do, you're tapping into a source of knowledge that goes beyond everyday thinking. Becoming a philosopher isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about gaining a superpower for your mind. Think of it as getting a special pair of glasses that let you see the world in a different way, a clearer, more profound way. When you explore what philosophers do, you're unlocking the ability to think deeper, understand complexities, and make sense of the world around you. Now let's talk about the benefits of becoming a philosopher. First and foremost, it's like having a mental gym for your brain. You know how going to the gym makes your body stronger. Well, engaging with philosophy makes your mind stronger. It's like doing push-ups for your thoughts. You become more resilient, able to handle tough questions, and think critically about everything that comes your way. Another big benefit is that philosophy helps you make better decisions. Imagine having a guidebook for life, filled with timeless advice on how to navigate tricky situations. That's what philosophy offers. By exploring what philosophers do, you gain insights that can guide you through moral dilemmas, ethical choices, and the twists and turns of existence. Being a philosopher means you become a seeker of truth. In a world filled with information and opinions, being able to discern what is true and valuable becomes a superpower. It's like having a compass that points you towards understanding, cutting through the noise of misinformation. But perhaps one of the most exciting benefits is that you become part of a long and illustrious tradition. Think of it as joining an ancient club where the members include some of the greatest minds in history: Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, and many more. When you explore what philosophers do, you're not just learning from the past. You're contributing to a legacy that shapes the future. Following the path of exploring what philosophers do is like opening a door to a world of intellectual adventure. It's an invitation to think deeper, ask bigger questions, and become a champion of wisdom. So, why should you follow this path to become a philosopher? Because it's not just a journey, it's a transformation. A journey that equips you with the tools to navigate the complexities of life, make wise decisions, and become part of a timeless pursuit of truth and understanding. Step 2. Mental preparation. Before delving into the intricacies of philosophical thought, one must undergo mental preparation. The journey of a philosopher demands a resilient and open mind, ready to embrace ambiguity and uncertainty. Plato, one of the greatest philosophers of all time, emphasized the importance of mental preparedness through his dialogues and teachings. Mental preparation involves cultivating critical thinking skills, honing the ability to analyze and evaluate arguments, and developing a keen awareness of one's own cognitive biases. It requires the courage to question assumptions, challenge preconceived notions, and engage in constructive dialogue. Plato's Socratic dialogues, where Socrates engages in thought-provoking conversations, serve as an inspiration for developing the mental acuity necessary for philosophical pursuits. Think of your mind as a garden. To grow the best flowers, you need to prepare the soil. Similarly, mental preparation is like getting your mind ready for the seeds of wisdom. Plato, the ancient philosopher, compared it to having a sharp sword. You need it to cut through the thicket of ideas and reach the truth. Imagine going on a quest without the right gear. You might get lost or struggle along the way. Mental preparation equips you with the tools needed for the journey of becoming a philosopher. It's like putting on armor that shields your mind from ignorance and helps you face challenges head-on. One of the big benefits is that mental preparation makes your mind flexible, like a gymnast doing backflips. Philosophy is all about exploring different perspectives, questioning assumptions, and being open to new ideas. Mental preparation gives you the agility to navigate the twists and turns of complex thoughts, making you a more versatile thinker. Mental preparation is like having a superhero cape that shields you from the attacks of close-mindedness. Philosophers don't just accept things blindly. They question, ponder, and embrace uncertainty. Mental preparation instills in you the courage to challenge ideas, even your own, fostering an open-mindedness that is crucial for the philosopher's journey. But here's the real secret. Mental preparation is not just about being ready for challenges. It's about turning challenges into opportunities. It's like having a magic wand that transforms difficulties into moments of growth. When you prepare your mind, you not only become resilient, but also find joy in the process of learning and discovery. So, why should you follow the path of mental preparation to become a philosopher? Because it's like getting your mind in superhero shape. It's the key to unlocking the full potential of your intellectual powers. When you prepare your mind, you're not just learning facts. You're building a mental fortress that can withstand the storms of confusion and doubt. Mental preparation is the gateway to becoming a philosopher. It's the foundation upon which the grand castle of wisdom is built. By following this path, you're not just embarking on a journey. You're preparing yourself for a grand adventure where your mind becomes the hero, equipped to face the challenges, embrace the uncertainties, and uncover the treasures of philosophical wisdom. Step 3. Read philosophy. Reading philosophy is the cornerstone of becoming a philosopher. Just as an artist immerses themselves in art or a musician in music, a philosopher must immerse themselves in the vast sea of philosophical literature. Plato's dialogues, such as The Republic and the Symposium, provide a rich foundation for understanding the art of dialectical reasoning and the exploration of ethical and metaphysical questions. To become a philosopher, one must read not only the classical works of philosophical giants, but also contemporary writings that grapple with the evolving challenges of the modern world. The act of reading philosophy is not passive. It is an active engagement with the thoughts of great thinkers, a dialogue across centuries that stimulates one's own intellectual growth. Imagine books as magical portals that transport you to different worlds. Well, philosophy books are gateways to worlds of profound ideas and timeless insights. When you read philosophy, you're not just turning pages. You're unlocking doors to the secrets of the universe. So, why is reading philosophy important? And what goodies does it offer on your path to becoming a philosopher? First off, it's like having a map for your adventure. Philosophers are like explorers who've charted the territories of the mind, and by reading their works, you're following in their footsteps. You get to navigate through the landscapes of thoughts, from the ancient wisdom of Plato to the modern musings of contemporary thinkers. Reading philosophy is like having a conversation with the smartest people in history, a bit like having a cup of coffee with Plato or sharing a laugh with Socrates. It introduces you to their ideas, their struggles, and the questions that kept them awake at night. By immersing yourself in these conversations, you're not just gaining knowledge, you're absorbing the essence of what it means to be a philosopher. But here's the real magic. Reading philosophy is like putting on special glasses that let you see the world with a new clarity. It's not about memorizing dates or facts. It's about changing the way you perceive things. Philosophy helps you question assumptions, think critically, and see beyond the surface of everyday life. When you read philosophy, you're not just learning. You're acquiring a superpower that transforms your mind. Now, why should you follow the path of reading philosophy to become a philosopher? Because it's like having a treasure map to the secrets of the universe. Reading philosophy opens your mind to different perspectives, deepens your understanding of life's mysteries, and equips you with the tools to navigate the intellectual landscape. Reading philosophy is the key that unlocks the door to wisdom. It's an invitation to join the great thinkers of history, sip from the cup of knowledge, and embark on a journey of intellectual discovery. By following this path, you're not just reading. You're opening the door to a world where ideas reign supreme, and the pursuit of wisdom becomes an exhilarating adventure. Step 4. Developing philosophical thinking. Philosophical thinking is a distinct mode of thought characterized by precision, clarity, and systematic reasoning. Plato, with his emphasis on dialectics and the pursuit of truth through questioning, provides a model for developing philosophical thinking. It involves breaking down complex ideas into manageable components, critically examining assumptions, and constructing well-reasoned arguments. To become a philosopher, one must cultivate the ability to think philosophically in various domains of life. This entails questioning societal norms, reflecting on personal beliefs, and engaging in philosophical discourse with others. Developing philosophical thinking is not a solitary endeavor. It flourishes in the exchange of ideas and the clash of perspectives. Think of your mind as a muscle, and developing philosophical thinking is like taking it to the mental gym for a workout. It's not about lifting heavy weights, but about doing mental push-ups that make your thinking muscles strong and flexible. So why is developing philosophical thinking important? And what perks does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, first off, it's like having a Swiss Army knife for your brain. Philosophical thinking equips you with tools to tackle big questions, break down complex ideas, and explore the nooks and crannies of your thoughts. It's about precision, clarity, and the ability to dissect ideas with surgical precision. Developing philosophical thinking is like learning the art of asking powerful questions. Philosophers are like detectives investigating the mysteries of the mind, and by developing this skill, you become a mental Sherlock Holmes. You start questioning assumptions, digging deeper into ideas, and unveiling the hidden truths that lie beneath the surface. But here's the real magic. Developing philosophical thinking is like turning on the light in a dark room. It's about gaining a new perspective, seeing things from different angles, and understanding the world with more clarity. Philosophy teaches you to think critically, to challenge ideas, and to build arguments like a master architect constructing a sturdy building. Now, why should you follow the path of developing philosophical thinking to become a philosopher? Because it's like upgrading your mind to the latest model. Philosophical thinking isn't just for philosophers in dusty libraries. It's a practical skill that helps you in everyday life. It's about making better decisions, solving problems with finesse, and navigating the complexities of the world like a pro. Developing philosophical thinking is the turbocharger for your mind. It's not just about thinking deep thoughts. It's about thinking clearly, precisely, and powerfully. By following this path, you're not just developing a skill. You're unlocking a mental superpower that propels you forward on the exciting journey of becoming a philosopher. Step 5. Develop a philosophy of life. Beyond intellectual pursuits, becoming a philosopher requires the development of a personal philosophy of life. This involves reflecting on one's values, beliefs, and principles that guide ethical decision-making. Plato's philosophical system, grounded in the pursuit of justice, wisdom, and the ideal state, serves as a paradigm for aligning personal philosophy with the greater good. Developing a philosophy of life requires introspection, self-awareness, and a commitment to living in accordance with one's principles. It is an ongoing process of refinement, shaped by philosophical inquiry and life experiences. By grounding oneself in a coherent philosophy of life, a budding philosopher gains a compass for navigating the complexities of existence. Think of it as crafting your own roadmap, guiding you through the twists and turns of life. Developing a philosophy of life is not about memorizing complicated rules. It's about figuring out what matters to you, what you stand for, and how you want to navigate the adventure of existence. Imagine having a compass that always points you in the right direction. That's what a philosophy of life does. It helps you make decisions, navigate challenges, and live in a way that aligns with your deepest values. It's like having a North Star for your soul. Developing a philosophy of life is like crafting a personal manual for happiness. Philosophers aren't just interested in abstract ideas. They want to figure out how to live a good life. By developing your own philosophy, you're creating a guidebook that helps you make choices that lead to fulfillment, joy, and a sense of purpose. But here's the real magic. Developing a philosophy of life is like planting seeds for a flourishing garden. It's about nurturing values like kindness, honesty, and courage, and watching them grow into the beautiful flowers of a meaningful life. Philosophy isn't just about thinking. It's about living in a way that brings you and those around you happiness. Now, why should you follow the path of developing a philosophy of life to become a philosopher? Because it's like having a wise friend whispering advice in your ear. Developing a philosophy of life isn't just for scholars in ivory towers. It's a practical tool for everyday living. It helps you face challenges with resilience, make decisions with clarity, and lead a life that feels true to who you are. Developing a philosophy of life is the compass that guides you on the journey of becoming a philosopher. It's not about complex theories. It's about simple principles that shape the way you live. By following this path, you're not just developing a philosophy. You're creating a roadmap for a life filled with meaning, joy, and the wisdom that comes from living in tune with your deepest values. Step 6. Focus on what's essential. In a world inundated with information and distractions, a philosopher must learn to focus on what is essential. Plato's allegory of the cave, found in the Republic, underscores the importance of transcending the shadows of superficial reality to grasp the eternal truths. To become a philosopher, one must cultivate the ability to discern the essential from the ephemeral. Focusing on what's essential involves honing the skill of deep contemplation, transcending the superficialities of everyday life. It requires prioritizing the pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and virtue over fleeting pleasures or material pursuits. By adopting a contemplative mindset, a philosopher gains clarity of thought and an unwavering commitment to the pursuit of truth. Think of it as decluttering your mind, letting go of unnecessary thoughts, and making room for the things that truly matter. Focusing on what's essential isn't about being a minimalist in the physical sense. It's about being a minimalist in your mind. So, why is focusing on what's essential important? And what goodies does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, imagine trying to find your favorite toy in a messy room. It's frustrating. Focusing on what's essential is like tidying up your mental space, allowing you to think clearly and make sense of the important stuff. It's about separating the signal from the noise. Focusing on what's essential is like wearing special glasses that help you see through the fog. In a world full of distractions and information overload, it's easy to get lost. But by focusing on what truly matters, you gain clarity of mind. You start seeing the bigger picture, understanding the core ideas, and navigating the maze of thoughts with ease. But here's the real magic. Focusing on what's essential is like shining a spotlight on the gems hidden in the darkness. Philosophy isn't about drowning in a sea of information. It's about discovering the pearls of wisdom that lie beneath the surface. By focusing on what's essential, you're not just avoiding mental overwhelm. You're uncovering the treasures that enrich your understanding of life. Now, why should you follow the path of focusing on what's essential to become a philosopher? Because it's like turning on the high beams in the dark. Focusing on what's essential isn't just for scholars with big libraries. It's a practical tool for anyone navigating the complexities of modern life. It helps you cut through the noise, focus on the important stuff, and think with clarity. Focusing on what's essential is the flashlight that guides you on the journey of becoming a philosopher. It's not about complicated theories. It's about simplicity and clarity. By following this path, you're not just decluttering your mind. You're creating a mental space where the light of wisdom can shine through, illuminating the path to a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Step 7. Study the master philosophers. Studying the master philosophers is a crucial step on the path to becoming a philosopher. Just as aspiring artists study the works of the great masters, philosophers must immerse themselves in the ideas of those who have shaped the course of philosophical history: Plato, Aristotle, Kant, Nietzsche. These are the giants whose shoulders aspiring philosophers stand upon. Plato, through his philosophical dialogues, provides a roadmap for engaging with the thoughts of master philosophers. It involves not only understanding their ideas, but also critically evaluating and building upon them. By studying the master philosophers, one gains a deep appreciation for the richness and diversity of philosophical thought, paving the way for the development of one's own unique perspective. Think of it as joining a team of superheroes, the Avengers of Wisdom, with Plato, Aristotle, and other great thinkers leading the way. Studying the master philosophers is not about reading dusty old books. It's about connecting with the superheroes of the mind. So, why is studying the master philosophers important? And what perks does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, imagine trying to become a great chef without learning from the cooking legends. It's tough. Studying the master philosophers is like learning from the masters themselves. It's about absorbing their ideas, understanding their methods, and standing on the shoulders of giants to get a better view of the intellectual landscape. Studying the master philosophers is like having a backstage pass to the greatest show on earth, the show of human thought. Philosophers aren't just random people with fancy ideas. They are the trailblazers who paved the way for understanding the big questions of life. By studying them, you're not just learning facts. You're immersing yourself in a tradition that stretches back through the ages. But here's the real magic. Studying the master philosophers is like inheriting a treasure chest filled with golden ideas. Philosophy is not a solitary pursuit. It's a team effort spanning centuries. By studying the masters, you're not just learning from them. You're becoming part of a grand conversation. You get to engage with their thoughts, challenge their ideas, and build upon the foundation they laid. Now, why should you follow the path of studying the master philosophers to become a philosopher? Because it's like having wise friends who've been through it all. Studying the master philosophers isn't just for people with fancy degrees. It's a practical step for anyone hungry for knowledge. It helps you learn from the best, avoid reinventing the wheel, and gives you a head start on the journey of understanding life's big mysteries. Studying the master philosophers is like joining a club of intellectual superheroes. It's not about being a lone explorer. It's about connecting with the wisdom of those who came before you. By following this path, you're not just studying history. You're becoming part of a living tradition where the great minds of the past become your mentors, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of the world and your place in it. Step 8. Practicing philosophy. Philosophy is not a passive endeavor. It is a practice that requires active engagement with the world. Plato's philosophical method, as exemplified in the Socratic dialogues, emphasizes the importance of questioning, dialogue, and the pursuit of knowledge through conversation. To become a philosopher, one must translate theoretical knowledge into practical wisdom. Practicing philosophy involves applying philosophical principles to real-life situations, grappling with ethical dilemmas, and actively participating in intellectual discourse. It requires the courage to challenge societal norms, question authority, and seek truth even in the face of opposition. By embodying philosophical principles in daily life, a philosopher becomes an agent of positive change and enlightenment. Think of it as training for a marathon. But instead of running, you're running marathons of thought. Practicing philosophy is not about retreating to an ivory tower. It's about bringing wisdom into the hustle and bustle of your daily adventures. So why is practicing philosophy important? And what goodies does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, imagine having a toolkit filled with problem-solving gadgets. That's what practicing philosophy does. It's not about sitting in a quiet room pondering abstract ideas. It's about facing real-life challenges armed with the tools of critical thinking, ethical reasoning, and a dash of Socratic questioning. Practicing philosophy is like having a mental gym where you work out your ideas. Just as a workout strengthens your body, practicing philosophy strengthens your mind. It's about becoming resilient in the face of challenges, nimble in your thinking, and ready to tackle the obstacles that life throws your way. But here's the real magic. Practicing philosophy is like turning everyday moments into opportunities for growth. Philosophy isn't just for special occasions, it's for the nitty-gritty of everyday life. By practicing philosophy, you turn routine situations into chances to flex your intellectual muscles. You start seeing the world through the lens of wisdom, making better decisions, and finding joy in the process. Now, why should you follow the path of practicing philosophy to become a philosopher? Because it's like having a secret weapon for daily living. Practicing philosophy isn't just for scholars with fancy titles. It's a practical skill for anyone navigating the twists and turns of the modern world. It helps you approach problems with a clear mind, make ethical decisions, and live a life guided by wisdom. Practicing philosophy is like turning your mind into a superhero, ready to face the challenges of everyday life. It's not about lofty ideas. It's about practical wisdom for the real world. By following this path, you're not just practicing for the sake of it. You're becoming a philosopher who brings the power of critical thinking and ethical reasoning to the everyday adventures of life. Step 9. Develop an approach to investigation and practice it. Central to the philosopher's toolkit is the ability to investigate and inquire systematically. Plato's method of dialectics, evident in his dialogues, involves a back-and-forth exploration of ideas, challenging assumptions, and refining understanding through dialogue. To become a philosopher, one must develop an approach to investigation and diligently practice it. The approach to investigation includes a commitment to intellectual rigor, a willingness to entertain opposing viewpoints, and a dedication to the pursuit of truth. It involves formulating clear and precise questions, critically examining evidence, and arriving at reasoned conclusions. By cultivating a disciplined approach to investigation, a philosopher not only refines their own thinking, but also contributes to the collective pursuit of knowledge. Now let's unravel why developing an approach to investigation is like having a trusty compass in the forest of ideas, guiding you on your journey to becoming a philosopher. Think of it as becoming a detective of the mind, investigating the mysteries of existence. Developing an approach to investigation is not about being a Sherlock Holmes with a magnifying glass. It's about being curious and methodical in your pursuit of understanding. So why is developing an approach to investigation important? And what goodies does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, imagine trying to solve a puzzle without a strategy. It's confusing. Developing an approach to investigation is like having a plan when you enter the labyrinth of ideas. It's about knowing how to ask the right questions, analyze information, and arrive at thoughtful conclusions. Developing an approach to investigation is like being an explorer of the mind. Philosophers aren't just daydreamers, they are adventurers seeking knowledge. By developing your approach, you become an explorer too, navigating through the jungle of ideas, uncovering hidden gems, and understanding the terrain of human thought. But here's the real magic. Developing an approach to investigation is like turning on the headlights in the dark. It's about shedding light on the mysteries of life, seeing things clearly, and making wise choices. Philosophy isn't just about asking big questions. It's about finding practical answers through a systematic and thoughtful approach. Now, why should you follow the path of developing an approach to investigation to become a philosopher? Because it's like having a roadmap for the journey of understanding. Developing an approach to investigation isn't just for scholars with fancy titles. It's a practical skill for anyone curious about the world. It helps you navigate the complex landscape of ideas, make informed choices, and become a wise explorer of the mysteries of existence. Developing an approach to investigation is like putting on your thinking cap and embarking on a quest for understanding. It's not about complicated theories. It's about having a method to untangle the threads of thought. By following this path, you're not just investigating for the sake of it. You're becoming a philosopher who approaches the world with a curious and discerning mind, ready to uncover the truths hidden beneath the surface of ideas. Step 10. Be intellectually humble. Humility is a virtue that resonates through the teachings of Plato and is indispensable for any aspiring philosopher. Intellectual humility involves recognizing the limits of one's knowledge, acknowledging the possibility of error, and remaining open to the insights of others. Plato's Socratic dialogues, where Socrates often admits his ignorance, exemplify the importance of intellectual humility in the pursuit of wisdom. To become a philosopher, one must cultivate intellectual humility as a safeguard against dogmatism and close-mindedness. It involves being receptive to constructive criticism, valuing the perspectives of others, and continually seeking to expand one's understanding. By embracing intellectual humility, a philosopher creates a fertile ground for intellectual growth and the discovery of deeper truths. Think of it as being a lifelong student, always ready to learn and grow. Being intellectually humble isn't about having all the answers. It's about recognizing the vastness of knowledge and staying open to the possibility that there's always more to discover. Being intellectually humble is like having an empty cup, ready to be filled with the refreshing waters of knowledge. It allows you to approach ideas with an open mind, ready to absorb new insights and perspectives. Being intellectually humble is like having a key that unlocks the doors to different realms of thought. Philosophy isn't about stubbornly clinging to one idea. It's about exploring the vast landscape of possibilities. By being intellectually humble, you open yourself to a world of diverse thoughts, learning from different voices and enriching your understanding of the complexities of existence. But here's the real magic. Being intellectually humble is like planting seeds for a garden that keeps growing. It's about recognizing that wisdom is a journey, not a destination. Philosophy isn't about reaching a final answer. It's about the continuous process of asking, exploring, and learning. By being intellectually humble, you cultivate a mindset that thrives on the joy of discovery. Now, why should you follow the path of being intellectually humble to become a philosopher? Because it's like having a passport to the never-ending adventure of learning. Being intellectually humble isn't just for scholars with fancy titles. It's a practical approach for anyone on the quest for wisdom. It helps you stay curious, embrace the unknown, and remain open to the beauty of lifelong learning. Being intellectually humble is like opening a window to let the fresh air of new ideas breeze into your mind. It's not about having a closed-off fortress of knowledge. It's about having an open garden where ideas can flourish. By following this path, you're not just being humble for the sake of it. You're becoming a philosopher who approaches the vast world of knowledge with a sense of wonder, ready to be surprised and inspired by the endless possibilities of the intellectual landscape. Step 11. Start writing down your ideas. The act of writing is a transformative process that solidifies and refines one's thoughts. Plato, through his extensive writings, left an indelible mark on the history of philosophy. To become a philosopher, one must embrace the practice of articulating ideas on paper, a process that brings clarity to one's thoughts and contributes to the ongoing dialogue of human wisdom. Starting to write down your ideas involves translating abstract thoughts into concrete expressions, organizing arguments coherently, and articulating complex concepts in a way that is accessible to others. It is a form of intellectual craftsmanship that not only communicates ideas to the world, but also deepens one's own understanding. By becoming a proficient writer, a philosopher becomes a steward of ideas, contributing to the collective intellectual heritage. Think of it as crafting a treasure map, not for others, but for yourself. Starting to write down your ideas isn't about impressing people with fancy words. It's about organizing your thoughts and making sense of the rich tapestry of your mind. So, why is starting to write down your ideas important? And what goodies does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, imagine having a cluttered room with no clear path. It's easy to get lost. Starting to write down your ideas is like creating a mental roadmap. It helps you navigate through the maze of your thoughts, providing a clear path to follow and preventing the confusion that comes with mental clutter. Starting to write down your ideas is like having a conversation with yourself. Philosophers aren't just talking to others. They engage in a dialogue with their own minds. By putting your ideas on paper, you give your thoughts a concrete form, making it easier to reflect, analyze, and refine them. It's like having a mirror for your mind, allowing you to see your thoughts more clearly. But here's the real magic. Starting to write down your ideas is like building a bridge between your inner world and the outside world. Philosophy isn't just about thoughts floating in the ether. It's about communicating ideas to others. By writing them down, you not only clarify your own thinking, but also share your insights with the world. It's like casting a stone into the pond. The ripples of your ideas can reach far and wide. Now, why should you follow the path of starting to write down your ideas to become a philosopher? Because it's like turning on a spotlight in the darkness. Starting to write down your ideas isn't just for scholars with impressive bookshelves. It's a practical tool for anyone who wants to think more clearly. It helps you organize your thoughts, communicate effectively, and contribute to the ongoing conversation of human wisdom. Starting to write down your ideas is like unlocking a treasure chest within yourself. It's not about showcasing your brilliance. It's about bringing clarity and order to the chaos of your thoughts. By following this path, you're not just writing for the sake of it. You're becoming a philosopher who uses the power of writing to illuminate the path to understanding, both for yourself and for those who might join you on the journey. Step 12. Publish your ideas. Philosophy is not meant to be confined to the ivory towers of academia. It is a discipline that thrives on the dissemination of ideas to the broader society. Plato, through his dialogues, engaged not only with scholars but with the wider public. To become a philosopher, one must take the bold step of publishing ideas, sharing them with the world, and inviting others to participate in the ongoing conversation. Publishing your ideas involves overcoming the fear of scrutiny, embracing the possibility of disagreement, and contributing to the diversity of perspectives in the marketplace of ideas. It may take the form of articles, essays, books, or even digital platforms, but the essence remains the same: the willingness to share one's philosophical insights with a broader audience. By publishing ideas, a philosopher becomes a catalyst for intellectual discourse and societal transformation. Imagine being a lighthouse, guiding ships through the dark sea of ignorance. Publishing your ideas isn't about seeking fame or impressing others. It's about sharing the treasures of your mind and contributing to the collective wisdom of humanity. So, why is publishing your ideas important? And what goodies does it bring to your quest of becoming a philosopher? Well, think of it as planting seeds in a garden. By publishing your ideas, you're not just keeping them to yourself. You're sowing the seeds of wisdom in the minds of others. It's like creating a ripple effect, where your insights can inspire, challenge, and resonate with people far beyond your immediate circle. Publishing your ideas is like participating in a grand conversation. Philosophy isn't a solo performance, it's a symphony of thoughts, where each philosopher adds a unique note to the melody. By publishing your ideas, you become a part of this symphony, contributing to the ongoing dialogue of human understanding. It's like joining a timeless discussion where the voices of the past, present, and future intertwine. But here's the real magic. Publishing your ideas is like turning on a beacon in the dark. Philosophy isn't just about personal enlightenment. It's about shedding light on the collective path to wisdom. By sharing your ideas, you become a beacon for others, offering guidance, perspective, and a source of illumination in a world that can often be confusing. Now, why should you follow the path of publishing your ideas to become a philosopher? Because it's like adding your unique brushstroke to the canvas of human knowledge. Publishing your ideas isn't just for academics with bookshelves full of dusty tomes. It's a practical step for anyone who wants to make a positive impact. It allows you to contribute to the greater good, to be a source of insight, and to leave a mark on the ever-evolving tapestry of human wisdom. Publishing your ideas is like releasing butterflies into the world. It's not about trapping them in a jar. It's about letting them fly, share their beauty, and contribute to the ecosystem of ideas. By following this path, you're not just publishing for the sake of it. You're becoming a philosopher who understands the power of shared wisdom, ready to send your messages in a bottle, hoping they reach the shores of understanding in the hearts and minds of others. Step 13. Joining a philosophy community. No philosopher exists in isolation. The pursuit of wisdom is inherently communal. Plato's Academy, where philosophical discussions flourished, exemplifies the importance of being part of a philosophy community. To become a philosopher, one must seek out like-minded individuals, engage in philosophical discussions, and contribute to the vibrant tapestry of collective inquiry. Joining a philosophy community involves participating in seminars, attending conferences, and connecting with fellow philosophers both online and offline. It provides a support system for intellectual growth, a platform for sharing ideas, and an opportunity to learn from the experiences and perspectives of others. By becoming an active member of a philosophy community, a philosopher not only enriches their own journey but contributes to the vitality of the philosophical enterprise. Joining a philosophy community is like gathering around a campfire with fellow explorers, sharing stories, and learning from one another on your journey to becoming a philosopher. Imagine being part of a tribe, where everyone contributes to the collective knowledge and supports each other in the quest for understanding. Joining a philosophy community isn't about isolating yourself in a solitary pursuit. It's about finding companions on the intellectual journey. Joining a philosophy community allows you to tap into the collective wisdom of different minds, providing you with a buffet of perspectives, insights, and experiences. Joining a philosophy community is like having a mentor and being a mentor at the same time. Philosophy isn't just about learning from the great thinkers of the past. It's about engaging with living minds. By joining the community, you have the opportunity to learn from those with more experience, share your own insights, and create a dynamic exchange that benefits everyone involved. But here's the real magic. Joining a philosophy community is like building a shelter in the storm. Life can be tough, and the quest for wisdom can sometimes feel like a lonely journey. By being part of a community, you gain a support system. It's like having fellow travelers who understand the challenges, share the joys, and provide a sense of camaraderie on the intellectual road. Now, why should you follow the path of joining a philosophy community to become a philosopher? Because it's like becoming a member of a global family. Joining a philosophy community isn't just for academics with fancy degrees. It's a practical step for anyone who values the power of shared wisdom. It allows you to connect with like-minded individuals, engage in thought-provoking discussions, and find a sense of belonging in a world of ideas. Joining a philosophy community is like joining a circle of friends around a bonfire. It's not about exclusivity. It's about inclusivity. By following this path, you're not just joining for the sake of it. You're becoming a philosopher who understands the strength that comes from shared wisdom, ready to contribute, learn, and build connections with fellow explorers on the fascinating journey of intellectual discovery. The path to becoming a philosopher, as illuminated by the teachings of Plato, is a transformative journey that encompasses intellectual curiosity, mental preparation, deep engagement with philosophical literature, and the active practice of philosophical principles. It is a journey that involves not only the development of individual wisdom, but also the contribution to the collective pursuit of truth and understanding. By embracing the lessons of Plato and following the outlined steps, aspiring philosophers can embark on a fulfilling odyssey towards the realization of their philosophical aspirations.